Plus, a trial spanning a week and a half ends with a sentence handed down, what Donnie Rowe now faces and how it compares to his previous prison time.
In Bibb County, welcoming upgrades to Lake Tobosoffke, the new facilities you'll now see there.
Well, good morning. Happy Thursday. You are looking live over downtown Macon. It is 6:30 on this September 30th, the last day of the month. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanya Reese, and it's so interesting to see that shot and see how dark it still is outside right now.
I know, but I know that sun's going to be coming up quick, and it is going to warm up fast, Courtney.
Yes, it is going to be another very warm day, but thankfully we have nice and clear skies to start the day. So if you remember from the past few days, we've had some glowing sunrises lately, and I don't expect today to be any different. So hopefully you can enjoy that as you head out the door this morning and enjoy the cooler temperatures. 62 right now in the city of Macon. Of course, you're looking live on top of Atrium Health Navicent. A quiet morning out there. Dew points are in the low 60s, so that is a little higher than what we've previously had, and we will stay a little bit on the muggy side today. It's not going to be fall-like, it's not going to be summer-like. It's going to be right in between. Temperature-wise, low 60s in Warner Robins, 63 there, 62 in Cochrane. We're at 64 in Montezuma, and 59 in Forsyth seems to be the cool spot. As we go through the day today, like Caitlin said, once the sun rises, it's going to warm very quickly. We'll be in the upper 60s around 9 o'clock, and we'll top out in the mid to upper 80s, but it will feel a degree or two warmer. Now, we do have a couple of changes on the way thanks to two fronts. One will bring us more rain than the other and some bigger changes. I'm going to take you through it all. That's in my full forecast coming your way in just a few minutes.
I will be the girl who will one day walk down the aisle without my dad by my side. His loss has left a hole in my heart that I will never be able to repair.
Families of fallen state corrections officers Curtis Ballou and Christopher Monica now know the fate of a man found guilty of murdering them. After 10 days, Donnie Rowe's trial is now over.
The sentencing phase ended yesterday with jurors unable to come to a unanimous decision on whether Rowe should get the death penalty. Now, under Georgia law, that took the death penalty off of the table.
Now, the judge then gave Rowe the most serious sentence she could, 2 counts of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Last week, the jury found Rowe guilty of all charges in the prison bus killings of Ballou and Monica. It happened in Putnam County in 2017. Charges included malice and felony murder. Before the judge handed down the sentence, families of the fallen officers testified for the first time in the trial. That includes Monica's daughters you just heard from. Throughout the trial, the jury learned about Rowe's history and abusive upbringing. Both Monica and Ballou's family members commented on it during sentencing. In her testimony to Rowe, one of Ballou's sisters, Denise, referenced the Bible.
When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. And that comes from 1 Corinthians 13. Donnie Russell Rowe, you are a man.
Definitely very emotional testimony. Now, Rowe waived his right to appeal.
This morning, we're taking a closer look at the sentencing of Donnie Rowe. Prior to the bus killings, Rowe was already sentenced to life in prison without parole. Jurors deliberated for more than 9 hours between Tuesday and yesterday before they told the judge that they could not agree on whether to give Rowe the death penalty. Sheriff Howard Sills says the vote was 6 to 5 to 1, but we don't know which way the vote was leaning. Now, under Georgia law, if jurors cannot agree unanimously on the death penalty, it's up to the judge to decide between life without parole or life with the possibility of parole.
Yesterday was the final day of the trial, and we have complete coverage of the Donnie Rowe trial as well as the full speeches from the families of Christopher Monica and Curtis Ballou. You can look for all of that information. We have it posted on our website. That's at 13WMAZ.com.
Also right now on 13WMAZ.com.
I just poured 193 defendants into our court system charged with murder. Even more when you start talking about sexual offenses. Every single one of those cases, we're at the beginning. We're not at the end.
Well, that is Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis, who announced today that her office has indicted almost 200 murder suspects in the last 7 months. That puts them on track to crack 300 indictments by the end of the year. But how quickly is Macon Bibb's indictment process moving? Well, at the beginning of the month, we learned that 9 murder suspects in Macon Bibb would be eligible for bond. Since then, 2 were indicted, and the status of the rest are still in question. You can see a closer look at the differences between the counties right now on our website. Well, now 3 headlines from across the state. We'll learn more today about the state's efforts to fight COVID-19. Governor Brian Kemp's office says the governor will hold a press conference to give an update. It's happening at 11 this morning at the state capitol. Georgia Department of Public Health Commissioner Dr. Kathleen Toomey will also be there.
Buckhead as a city, that's a question Georgia lawmakers could start tackling in November. A group of state senators say the Georgia Senate will hold hearings on allowing the neighborhood of Buckhead to separate from Atlanta. They say it will happen in a November special session on redistricting. But the senators say there won't be a vote on any secession bill until the 2022 regular session at the earliest. Supporters hope Buckhead voters will be able to decide on whether to leave Atlanta in a referendum in November of 2022. Opponents of Buckhead say it would wreck Atlanta's finances and leave the metro area and state weaker. Swipe the credit card. One company plans to bring more business to Georgia. Payment processor Visa says it will expand its operations in Atlanta, growing to about 1,000 employees at a new office in the city. The company says it will open a new office in Atlanta's Midtown area next year. The state declined to say how much it will offer in incentives to Visa because the agreement is not yet complete. Visa says its Atlanta office will concentrate on technology and client service.
Well, happening today, the Macon-Bibb Fire Department wants to make sure you know the rules and regulations about outdoor burning. It comes as the statewide burn ban gets lifted tomorrow until May. A spokesperson for the fire department says the conference today happens at noon. It's at the fire station on Jones Road. Speaking of fire departments, sound the alarm in Centerville. It's almost time to welcome the new fire station there. It comes after about a year of construction. The city says the fire department will have a grand opening ceremony this afternoon at 4. It is open to anyone, and you'll even be able to tour the new facility. The city says the new station is about 17,000 square feet, which is about 10,000 more than the old station. The department started the move to the new station last month. You can find it at 500 Houston Lake Boulevard.
In Bibb County, it's time to cut the ribbon on more fun in the sun. Today, the county will celebrate the completion of Phase 2 beautification projects at Lake Tobo. That includes 4 new pickleball courts, an enclosed pavilion, and 3 other updated pavilions at Sandy Beach Water Park. You'll also see renovated bathrooms and pavilions at Claystone Park. Over $1 million in SPLOST money funded the projects. County Communications says a ribbon cutting to open the new facilities will happen at 10 this morning. It's at Sandy Beach on the new pickleball courts. Macon-Bibb will live stream the event on their Facebook page. Well, the time is now 6:37 a.m. and it's nice to see all these new things opening up, but you know, we are leaving the pool season and we're getting to like the fall season, the fair season.
I know. Although some of the temperatures the past couple days, you could have jumped into a pool.
You could jump in if you
That's
wanted
right.
to.
And I was telling Caitlin, I think yesterday that, or maybe I can't remember what day it was, a couple years ago, we were near triple-digit heat this time.
Believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we were dealing with a hurricane, Hurricane Michael on the fair, and rain, the whole bit.
Listen,
so.
the fair has been through it.
They have.
The fair has been through it, and all of us trying to enjoy the fair have been through it. So hopefully this year we can get some nicer weather. I know. Look at this sweet baby. This is Remy, which is also an adorable name, and super cute. Can sit on his hind legs with the little paws. Awesome. Love it. Love these photos. These dog walk forecasts have made my morning. It's been so great. If you are getting ready to head out the door this morning, maybe give your dog an extra early walk before work. It is cool out there, and by 9 o'clock we'll be in the upper 60s. We are going to top out in the upper 80s today. It's going to be another very warm afternoon. Now, of course, that is thanks to high pressure. That is still in control of our forecast. That's giving us nice and clear skies. As the sun starts to rise, I expect a nice glowing sunrise as we've seen the past few days. Here's our pattern change that will give us just a slight change to our forecast. It's a front to the north. What that's going to do for us today is offer a little bit of a breeze for us. That will be pleasant, but as we head into tomorrow, it's going to change our temperatures just slightly. So right now you're looking live on top of the Fred Roberts building in Dublin. A few people already making their way out and about, and if you're about to do so, here's a look at the temperature out there. 61 right now in the city of Dublin. A cool morning. So for all of you students maybe getting ready to head out and about for school this morning, you are going to need that jacket. Low 60s area wide. As we go through the day today, excuse me, I just drank a little bit too much water. It's making me a little bit jumpy out there. So high pressure is in control. That's leaving us dry. Here comes our front. That's going to sink just about halfway through central Georgia. And what that's going to do for us is leave us a little bit cooler if you are north of Macon. Notice the cooler air starting to spill in parts of the northeast. Now, if you're south of Macon tomorrow, this is going to be that slight change. You're going to be a little bit warmer. We are going to pull in wind off of the Atlantic Ocean. So that is going to pull in some more humidity, some more moisture, and maybe offer us a couple of coastal showers as we head into the afternoon tomorrow. So as we head into Saturday, same thing. We're going to stay hot. Unfortunately, we're going to stay a little bit humid. We're going to be right between fall and summer humidity wise. So it's not going to be super summertime sticky, but it's not going to be super fall dry. Today, temperature wise, let's talk about that heat. It's still going to be in play, mid to upper 80s. As we head through the overnight hours, expect low 60s. As we head into tomorrow, we're going to head back into the mid to upper 80s. I think most of the mid 80s are going to stay north of Macon. Now, what's coming in a week? The fair, 7 days, and thankfully our next pattern change is going to be a little bit bigger. That's going to bring us some rain, is going to be on the way just in time for the fair. So it's going to be thanks to another cold front that's going to make rain and storms fairly likely as we head into the start of next week. Notice the difference in timing. The GFS a little slower, the Euro and Blue a little bit quicker. So our rain chances and our temperatures next week definitely need some fine tuning. As we head into Tuesday, we'll keep the unsettled pattern going, and it looks like Wednesday that front finally sinks to the south, but notice we don't clear out behind it. It looks like we could have a few disturbances that follow behind this front that could keep us a little bit unsettled just in time for the fair. Your 7-day forecast shows warm and mainly dry through Sunday, but as we head into next week, we're going to head into the low 80s thanks to that increased rain chance. Hopefully we can dry out a little bit just in time for the fair next Thursday.